Alright, so I've actually been told by a lot of people that I look like a mix between Ben Stiller, Elvis, and that poster of a tooth from the dentist's office. Not sure how I ended up looking at a poster of a tooth. That's what fucking happened. That's what happened. And when I was young, like I pretty much looked the same, but I was really skinny, right? So my sister would try to make fun of me, and she would call me Toothpick. So I would try to make fun of her back, and she was a whore, so I'd call her Whore, right? Not as funny, but definitely accurate. Have you guys seen that commercial for the Sleep Number bed? Have you guys seen that? I don't need some fancy mattress to find out my sleep number, alright? I already know my sleep number. It's 13 Miller Lights. 13 Miller Lights and I'll sleep anywhere. I don't even need a fucking mattress. I will pass out in the parking lot of the Broad Axe Tavern. Another commercial I can't stand is the commercial for that thing, Your Baby Can Read. Have you guys seen that? Your baby can read. That's ridiculous, okay? Your baby can't read. It's a baby, right? My question is, what kind of asshole would sit at home and stare at their baby like, oh, sick of this baby sitting around here not reading shit. Just smiling for no reason and drooling like a literate fool. This baby would read something. I think you should never wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of your baby crying and have to wonder if it's because it's hungry or if it just got finished reading Marley and Me. You know? Your baby shouldn't read. I'll tell you guys a true story. A good friend of mine climbed Mount Everest last year. All right? That's pretty impressive, right? He climbed Mount Everest. At least I think it's impressive. But here's the thing. Thank you. He is such a douchebag about it, right? He wants to talk about it all the time. He never shuts up about it. And he keeps a picture of him standing on the summit on his phone, and he tries to work it into every single conversation. It doesn't even have to be a real conversation. It could just be like small talk, like some random stranger would be like, oh, it's kind of windy outside. And he'll be like, yeah, it is. But you know what's really windy? On top of Mount Everest. And he pulls his phone out like a douche, right? I was really getting sick of it, so I asked him, I was like, how much money did you spend on that trip, right? And he's like, well, with all the traveling, all the supplies, and I had to take about 3 months off of work, I probably spent about $60,000. I was like, holy shit, you had $60,000 to spend? That is way more impressive than climbing Mount Everest. If I had $60,000 to spend, I would take a picture of me standing on a pile of cash. And try to work that into every conversation. If someone was like, it's windy outside, I'd be like, yeah, it is, the wind blows. You know what doesn't blow? All this money I have. Look at it. Look at that. Right now I don't have a lot of money, and pretty soon I will have even less than I have right now because I got laid off recently from my regular job. That's true. I did get laid off. Yeah, and I'm okay with it. I really am. I just don't ever want to go on another job interview ever again. Like, I'm just so bad at interviews. Like, they're not my thing at all. This is true. One time I punched an interviewer in the fingers. I punched the guy in the fingers. For some reason, I thought he was going in for a fist bump. And at the last second, he extended his fingers. And I couldn't make the transition in time, so I just punched him in the fingers. And then the worst part was, I tried to save it and like turn it into like legitimate handshake, but he was already pulling his hand away, so I like just grabbed his thumb and pointer finger, like shook the shit out of it, side to side, like not even up and down. Oh, that was terrible. Pilot, right? Pilot? Pilot? Somebody told me one time you should go on a lot of
Yeah.
Number 7. Okay. What table are you really sitting at?
Number 7.
Just fucking go back there. That's all I got. I'm sure a lot of you guys here have kids, right? Lots of deaf kids. Even if you have kids, I'm sure you can agree that sometimes people with their kids are really annoying, right? Right? Like, we've all encountered that mom who thinks every situation is an educational opportunity. You know what I mean? Alright, I ran into one of these obnoxious moms on an elevator once, okay? I got on the elevator, I pressed the button of the floor I needed to go to, and I just stood in the back of the elevator. And then she gets on with her son Hayden. And to me, Hayden looked like he was probably about 3 years old. So she picks this kid up, and she's like, "Can Hayden press the number 4 for mommy? Let's see Hayden press the number 4. Do you need help? Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, press that one. Good job, yay Hayden," right? And I'm standing there thinking, can you and your kid go count some fucking steps somewhere? For the love of God, just press the number, right? And this sounds horrible, but I was kind of hoping she would have a heart attack and need me to call 911, because I would have taken out my phone and given it to Hayden, like, "Can Hayden press 911 for mommy? Let's see Hayden press 911. Do you need help? Okay, let's count." You know? She's just slumped in the corner of the elevator, clutching her chest, like, "Just press the numbers." Dying over here.